Kent State's Board of Trustees met earlier today. We'll break down the issues that impact students most.
And Kent State partners with Haymakers Farm Market to bring their goods to students on campus. We have more information for you.
And an alarming amount of children who have tested positive for COVID-19. We have more on the story.
And they always say shoot for the stars, but these people took it literally. Find out who is going to space as TV2 blasts off in 3, 2, 1.
This is TV2 News.
Thanks for joining us for your Wednesday edition of TV2 News. I'm Anna Louden.
And I'm Erin Sullivan.
The Kent State Board of Trustees voted to merge WKSU under IdeaStream management today. Kent State has been partnered with WKSU for over 80 years. This partnership will allow it to become one of Northeast Ohio's biggest news organizations. IdeaStream is expected to begin managing WKSU on October 1st.
And the Board of Trustees held their first quarterly meeting of the new school year today. The board welcomed the university's class of 2025 and acknowledged an all-time high university grade point average. The board also approved the new fall 2022 budget, which is around $646 million.
Tomorrow we're all going to turn on our respective radio stations and hear that great public media programming, and look forward to then an enhanced presence for investigative and public affairs journalism in Northeast Ohio.
The board discussed budget during the meeting. Kent State's incoming freshman class is 4% larger than the previous year with over 3,900 students. The board approved over a $646 million budget balance for the 2022 school year. The budget recognizes the importance of affordability and student success. The university will continue to dedicate resources to fund financial aid with focus on students with the greatest financial need.
And Kent State's College of Podiatry has received a $10 million gift from the Podiatry Foundation. The gift will fund scholarship and research for Ohio's only podiatry school. To recognize this gift, the school will be renaming the first floor clinical space to the Podiatry Foundation Foot and Ankle Clinic. And Kent State is partnering with Haymakers Market this fall to bring fresh produce and vendors to the students. The market will be located on the Reisman Plaza Student Green on September 21st and October 12th. Students and faculty will be able to shop from 4 to 7 p.m. The vendors will sell items ranging from produce to plants and a variety of health foods.
And Dick's Stadium held a food drive at Kent, and TV2's own Delaney Connor was there. Hi, Delaney.
Hello. A food drive held at Dick's Stadium earlier today support those with food insecurities. I stopped by to the stadium to see what the food drive was all about. They call themselves the Pop-Up Pantry, and they started with a partnership between Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank and Kent State University Campus Kitchen. The Pop-Up Pantry started toward the end of last year in 2020 as food insecurity was on the rise due to COVID-19. The Pop-Up Pantry comes to collect food at Kent State on the third Wednesday of every month.
The Pop-Up Pantry serves individuals who are food insecure, and something that we've seen over the last couple of years. So the food comes from the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, but it's definitely a partnership between the food bank and Kent State University.
Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Delaney Connor, TV2 News.
Well, we dropped 20 degrees today. Fall is definitely on its way.
Leaves are falling, and I do love a fall climate myself. Michael, of course, you have more on the weather. And what should we expect as we move into fall?
Yeah, so Thank you, Erin and Anna. Today is cool. Today, surprisingly, the weather has cooled down a little bit here, but the rest of the week may actually end up surprising you guys because the temperatures are actually going to continue to rise for the rest of the week, believe it or not. So as we take a look at how things are feeling right now in Kent, you are going to notice that 68 degrees, so like you guys said, things have continued to cool down here. Definitely a lot cooler than how things were looking last week, that's for sure. But has been cloudy, as many of you guys probably already noticed. It did rain earlier today, but it has since passed over us, and there were clouds left over. And as we move forward here to look at the hourly temperatures, you are going to notice that it is going to cool down a little bit more as we go into this evening. 8 o'clock p.m. is going to be 66, and then by 12 o'clock it is going to cool down all the way down to 58. But what's great to see is that we are going to have clear skies pretty much throughout the entire night. So, as the rain clouds pass over us, we're going to have clear skies, and it's going to be a little bit chilly, but luckily the precipitation is going to be low, and that's always great to see. And taking a look at the temperatures around Kent right now, you are going to notice Kent sitting at 68, and north of us towards Ashtabula and Cleveland, 69, 71, and then actually getting even warmer as we head over here near Sandusky and Mansfield, 73 degrees. So overall, the temperatures are looking to be kind of low 70s, high 60s across around Kent here, which is nice to see, especially at this time of the day. And yeah, this has been Michael Vicario, your Wednesday newscast weather anchor. Stay tuned for how things are looking over Ohio and your 7-day forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Michael. The city of Kent has been planning and prepping for a new town hall right downtown. I talked to city council members about why they think this is the right time to build and how exactly this building is being funded.
The city of Kent is in the process of approving a new city hall building. After never having one, the city believes now is the time.
As the largest city in the county, it is assumed that your mayor, your city manager, your city council are accessible.
We have some staff in the existing fire department, some staff in what was the old PD, now the new PD, and some people here at our service center. So that was the main need.
The building is projected to go downtown on the corner of South Water Street. This is the site of the old police station.
It was real interesting because we would have thought that they would have liked us to put it out away from the center of town. Yet overwhelmingly, people wanted it in the downtown area.
This is a very permanent fixture in our downtown. So there's a tremendous amount of interest in what that's going to look like, what its purpose will be, how will it be utilized by the community.
The public has had a lot of questions on why now and how is this building being funded.
This would not be a burden on our taxpayers. We were looking to pay this through a loan, and we were able to incorporate that into our operating budget.
Right now, the interest rates are so low, and the interest rate drops so low that we could build twice the building we wanted for the same amount of money that it would have cost us maybe 5 years ago. The problem is the interest rates are going up because of COVID and the economy.
That's what we're going to be grappling with. Like, do we continue to move forward? Do we think that things will come back down and be a little more reasonable in prices? Should we wait? Those are all questions that are going to be before our council.
Aside from housing city members, the city also hopes the public can get usage out of the building.
That I'm really looking forward to this being a building and a space that residents can use, not just in the short term, but for many decades to come. That's what the real goal is.
Reporting for TV2, I'm Anna Louden.
Thanks, Anna. The Portage County Sheriff's Office is asking the public for help on a 2017 case where a man was shot to death at a Franklin Township party. 19-year-old Jaquan Tillman was a student at the University of Eastern Michigan University when he was killed after suffering a gunshot wound. Police more than 400 people at this party when shots were fired. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
And Republicans and Democrats remain divided on Ohio House and Senate maps. The Democratic plan for the maps is to award Democrats 13 out of the 33 Senate seats and 42 of the 99 House seats. The Republican plan is to give Republicans 25 out of the 33 Senate seats and 67 of the 99 House seats. If a decision is not made in the legal time limit, a bipartisan agreement may take place, which would allow the maps to remain in effect for the next decade.
And the National Institutes of Health awarded NYU $470 million to help build a study on COVID-19. The study would focus on long-term effects of COVID-19 and is estimated to have around 400,000 participants. The CDC says long-term effects have been reported by 10 to 30% of people affected by the virus. The study is set to take as soon as possible.
And colder weather means staying inside. Cuyahoga County issues a mask advisory for its residents, what this means, and more.
And we take a look at Kent State's updated COVID-19 dashboard when we return in 120 seconds.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University, streaming online at kentwired.com.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
COVID-19 cases continue to spike across Ohio, and Kent State's campus is no different. The university updated its COVID-19 dashboard today, and if you take a look at your screen, we have the numbers for you. Since the start of the semester, there has been a total of 205 positive cases on campus, 115 cases in this past week alone. This is more than double of the amount of cases found on campus than the week before. About 15 in quarantine rooms are currently being used to isolate those who tested positive.
About 1 in every 500 U.S. residents has died from COVID-19, CNN reports. This news comes just as reports of vaccination rates are starting to decline. The CDC says new vaccinations are down 4% as of last week and down 28% of this month. The country is just below vaccinating 55% of its population, and with the contagious Delta variant spreading, health officials are urging lawmakers to be strict of COVID-19 mandates.
In Cuyahoga County, Exec Armin Budish issues a mask advisory for all indoor spaces in Cuyahoga County as COVID cases continue to surge across Ohio. Budish also points out that similar advisories have been endorsed in Columbus and Toledo. While the announcement is not a mandate, Budish says wearing a mask is a small price to pay to protect our children who are not yet able to be vaccinated.
Coronavirus infections have increased among children across the U.S. in the last week. Questions and concerns have risen on getting children under 12 vaccinated. Mandy Gaither has the latest in today's Health Minute.
The war on COVID-19 hitting the young hard. The American Academy of Pediatrics reports more than 240,000 new cases among children over the past week. Pediatric cases now account for nearly 29% of all cases reported nationwide.
Before schools opened, we knew that children congregating and school districts without having mask mandates, children who are not able to get vaccinated, was a prime vector to spread disease.
In Georgia, the state's epidemiologist says about 60% of all COVID outbreaks reported in the past 2 months are happening in K-12 schools, an almost 7-fold increase. The state ranks near bottom of the U.S. when it comes to vaccination rates.
Yes, it's true that children may not get as sick as adults. They're not hospitalized as often. They don't die as often, but it can happen.
Right now, only those 12 and older are eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine, but that could soon change.
Based on what we know, it's going to be sometime in the fall.
Pfizer CEO confirming data from their vaccine for children aged 5 to 11 should be submitted to the FDA by the end of September.
And then it is up to FDA to take their time and then make the decision.
Pfizer also working with vaccine data for children as young as 6 months. The company saying that information will be available by the end of October or beginning of November. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Hello everyone. So we're going to move out here a little bit and take a look at the temperatures across the entire state of Ohio. So you guys are going to notice that things are looking pretty nice here. So up here around Akron near us, looking to be 70 degrees, 72 degrees Steubenville, 72 Athens. Overall, you know, around mid to low 70s across the entire state. You will see the outlier down here is Cincinnati sitting at 78 degrees. I don't know what's going on down there, but they must be having a great time in that nice weather. And then you are going to notice, you know, over here to the east, it is a little bit cooler than over there towards the west. But overall, the temperatures are looking pretty nice. Mid 70s during this time of the year. I mean, I cannot be complaining. Let's take a look at the radar, shall we? So you will see around 4 o'clock p.m. here, you are going to notice this here was definitely the rain that was coming over us just here recently, earlier in the day. However, it is heading this way towards the west over into Pennsylvania. You're going to notice it is a little bit worse down here towards Cincinnati, down here south of Ohio. But, you know, around us here near and Kent, it's going to be clearing up here, which is great to see. The rain should pass over and everything should be okay for hopefully the rest of the week. So the precipitation levels are looking pretty low, and that's great to see. Hopefully there shouldn't be much rain for the rest of the week. Yeah, it's great to see that storm was passing over us. And let's take a look at the 7 days, shall we? So you're going to notice things are, you know, getting a little chilly here. Things are getting a little chilly here. Low of 54 this evening and cloudy, but like we mentioned earlier, the clouds will clear out. We'll have clear skies for the rest of the evening. Thursday, sunny, low percent of precipitation, and it's going to rise to 79 degrees. And as you will see, we will have a ton of really hot, beautiful weather for the rest of this week. And that's all I have for you guys. If you want to stay tuned with all things Kent weather, go to kentwire.com. And thank you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Check out your pantry because Burma Farms in Willard, Ohio has recalled 320 boxes of parsley. Traces of E. coli have been found in a sample taken at a customer distribution center. If you have purchased any Burma plain parsley in the last 2 weeks, throw it out.
And SpaceX launches once again, but this time, no astronauts. Find out more when TV2 returns.
And yesterday, the Indians took on the Minnesota Twins in a doubleheader. Matt will break down the game and more right after this.
She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me and I love it.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun? Can we get strawberries? Okay.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Your TV2 Sports Report.
And good evening, Portage County. I'm Matt Corrali, and here's what's happening in the world of sports. Women's basketball head coach Todd Starkey announced the schedule for the 2021-22 season on Tuesday afternoon. Some highlights on the Golden Flash's schedule include Florida State visiting the Mack Center on December 21st, a home opener against St. Francis of PA on November 14th, and a trip to Western Michigan with a date with the Broncos on New Year's Day. Tickets for the season will be available on Monday. Head to KentStateSports.com for more information. Yesterday, the Indians took on the Twins in Game 1 of a doubleheader. This is Andrelton Simmons lining into left. Harold Ramirez with a sliding attempt, but couldn't make the catch as that ball rolls to the wall. This is Ben Roadverge rounding third and heading for home. Here's the relay throw from Andres Jimenez. It's close, and he is safe at the plate. 1-0 Twins. As we'll take a closer look at that, you can see Roadverge's left hand just got in past Austin Hedges' tag. 1-0 Minnesota. In the top of the fifth, Bradley Zimmer, goodness, save the women and children. That is a shot to right center field, 491 feet to tie this game at 1. And in the seventh, Austin Hedges, first pitch swinging to left. Deep it goes, and it'll go off the wall. Harold Ramirez rounding third, and he will score to put the Indians on top for the first time today. Very next batter, Yu Chang hits a breaking ball to third that eats up Luis Arraez and gets away. That will score Bradley Zimmer from third. Cleveland goes on top 3-1, and they win it by that final score as they drop the second game to Minnesota 6-3, and will wrap up the series tonight with Minnesota with first pitch scheduled for 7:05. Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has ruled out wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. against the Houston Texans earlier this afternoon. Stefanski said that he will continue to practice on a limited basis and hasn't suffered any setback as he continues to work his way from a torn ACL he suffered last season against the Bengals in Cincinnati. Beckham was warming up on the field before Sunday's game against Kansas City, but was eventually ruled inactive in a game-time decision. The Browns will do battle with the Houston Texans on Sunday afternoon, with kickoff scheduled for 1 o'clock on CBS. And that'll do it for me with sports. Make sure to tune into TV2 Sports Show Sports Corner Monday nights at 8 o'clock right here on KentWire.com.
Thanks, Matt. Frightful Fun is back at Cedar Point. TV2 has the details on all the tricks and treats next.
SpaceX is set to launch its first all-civilian crew into space today. This will be the first mission to space without any astronauts on board. They will spend 3 days circling the Earth before re-entering the atmosphere and coming down in the Atlantic Ocean. The crew members have been enduring intense spaceflight training since March. If the mission is successful, SpaceX believes this will lay the groundwork for future space trips for average citizens.
An idea for your plans to celebrate Halloween this year? Well, Cedar Point just announced that their Halloween weekends will return this Friday. The park will offer other various fall activities, which include trick-or-treating, pumpkin carving, and many more. And the October hours will be expanded to get that late-night scare at their outdoor fright zone.
Well, I actually am going to Cedar Point on Sunday, and
really?
I didn't even know about all of that, so that was good information to know.
We'll have fun, like carving the pumpkins and everything, but good luck to you because I will never go during Halloween season. I'm kind of scared of everything. Yeah.
And I hope it's not long waits because I'm a little nervous. That's why we chose Sunday, because we're like, I hate waiting in line.
Yeah, well, if you're waiting in line, just grab a cute little fall snack.
Okay, okay, I will.
All right, well, that's all from us.
That is all the time we have for your Wednesday newscast.
And for up-to-date coverage, be sure to follow us online at kentwire.com. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Anna Louden. Have a great night, Portage County. Andy.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.